A pig born with only 2 front legs has become well known in China as she learned to balance enough with her front legs to do some walking. The farmer said his wife wanted him to get rid of the pig, but he was so moved by the animal's determination and strong will that he decided to keep her. There are other piglets who have been born without hind legs, like this one from the Philippines, and their strong will and determination to live with only 2 front legs seems to really inspire our compassion and sympathy. These pictures from China also drew quite a bit of online sympathy. What happened was a storm caused a pig farm to flood, so the farmer said a tearful goodbye to his pigs before he evacuated, thinking he was leaving the pigs there to drown. But when these images were shared over the internet, there was widespread public outcry, and the pigs were eventually saved. Well, they were saved from the flood, that is. They were not saved from their ultimate fate at the slaughterhouse. The fact is, tears and all, these animals were bred into existence for their flesh and destined for a violent slaughter at a fraction of their natural lifespans, regardless of any handicap or flooding. Although the two-legged piglet and the pigs in the flood rightfully evoke our empathy, the intentional harm and slaughter that we regularly impose upon these animals stands in stark contradiction. Every time there's an undercover investigation into an animal agriculture operation, we see footage of what we imagine must be the worst of the worst. But the fact of the matter is that even under the best of circumstances, the treatment of animals used for food is nothing short of what we would otherwise label as torture. Even the so-called highest welfare standards for raising and killing these animals involve truly horrendous treatment and harm. We simply cannot turn a living, breathing, complex animal who does not want to die into food without inflicting immense harm on that animal. I recently visited a slaughterhouse with the other Meet Your Future co-founder, Bob Rapfogel.
What we saw at the slaughterhouse is something you'll see at virtually any slaughterhouse anywhere in the world, that these animals do not want to die and they fight desperately to stay alive. Our natural inclination is to empathize with and rally behind those animals with whom we connect, whether it's a personal connection with our pets at home or a story about a particular animal like the two-legged piglet. But don't all animals deserve our moral consideration? Why have empathy for one, but pay for countless others to be mercilessly exploited and killed for foods and products that we don't need?
Animal foods are not necessary for our health. In fact, as a physician, I can tell you that a balanced plant-based vegan diet also happens to be very healthy. That's why Harvard's Healthy Eating Plate says a plant-based diet is healthiest, and why Kaiser Permanente, the largest HMO in the country, wants to find ways to make plant-based diets the new normal for their patients and employees, and why the president of the American College of Cardiology recommends a vegan diet, and why the chair of Harvard's Department of Nutrition recommends that you pick plant sources of protein over animal sources of protein.
Animal agriculture is also devastating for the environment. It uses more land than any other human activity, taking up 30% of all of the land surface of the planet. Its enormous land footprint is also why it's the #1 driver of deforestation, which in turn is resulting in a profound loss of biodiversity and species as animals lose their habitats. In addition, according to the United Nations, animal agriculture also produces more greenhouse gas emissions than the entire transportation sector worldwide.
Let's embrace our common sense and respect for animals and abstain from consuming animal products. It's very easy to do, it's healthy, and it's urgently needed to help protect and restore our environment. Thank you very much.